So everybody has their top 10 list. And I was thinking, why don't I? So today we're going to be going through the top 10 must-have hip-hop vinyls that everybody needs in their collection. Stay tuned. Yeah, but have you heard it on vinyl? Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Rodney B with Good Music. We help you maximize your value by guiding you to the best and the finest hip hop, R&B, soul, and jazz vinyls out there in the world. It's like, no, but we make sure y'all get the good stuff, not this trash music that they playing now. The classic vinyls for the best sound quality. Today we're going to be discussing the top 10 must-have essential albums that any hip-hop head, hip-hop enthusiast, or any collector needs in their collection. This is for folks that are seasoned collectors or folks that are just starting off on their collecting journey. You gotta have these in your arsenal, on hand, and ready to throw on your record player at any point in time. We'll be discussing a little bit of the history, give you some context, and why these are the must-haves. We're breaking down some of the songs so you have a better understanding. And this is just a testament, and it showcases your love for the music, for the genre. Thank y'all, and make sure I stay tuned to the end because the number one record I'm sure is gonna surprise you. And let's jump right in. This is one of the first records that I personally bought, and it's definitely a must-have. The Wu-Tang Clan 36 Chambers. Now this album is a unfiltered East Coast hip hop gritty album. So if you're looking for something that you can throw on and you can play as background music, or you can sit down and just enjoy, 36 Chambers is a must. The next must have is an album by A Tribe Called Quest, and it is called The Midnight Marauder. This album came out in 1993, and if you're looking for something smooth, soulful, and unforgettable, A Tribe Called Quest put in some crazy work with this album. The next must-have is a classic joint. This Nas Illmatic album came out in 1994, and what makes this album so dope is the mastery of storytelling, right? We know that Slick Rick had a heavy influence on Nas in the beginning stages of his career, but this album has classics like New York State of Mind and The World Is Yours. This is arguably one of the best hip hop albums of all time. If you get the opportunity, make sure you check out the orchestra version of it. He did a show, a couple years ago, this pre-pandemic, it might have been 2019 maybe, where he did it with an orchestra behind him and they did all the beats, and it was just a fabulous production. Classic joints. The Fugees, the score. This album came out in 1996. Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, and Faz brought this perfect blend of emotion, grit, and delivery with some of the hits like Killing Me Softly. And I know Killing Me Softly, right? That's one of the best karaoke songs. Nobody can quite do it like Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm talking about. Killing me softly with, man. And obviously you know that was a sample, right? And when I say sample, it was really a cover, right? So the original songwriter was Laurie Lieberman. The song came out in 1972.
Oh, well, my mistake.
But it didn't chart. It didn't do well. So in 1973, Roberta Flack, not Roberta Black, she was black, but Roberta Flack did her version of it, and that's when the song took off. And I had a conversation with a friend before, and we were going through some of these pics of mine, and it's hard coming across the female influence on hip hop. And not saying that there isn't, because there's definitely a female influence on hip hop when we talk about Queen Latifah and MC Lyte, but to find those vinyls is hard. Let me know where to grab them because I will definitely take them off your hands. We can't talk about classic vinyls for the hip hop collection without mentioning the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And some people are like, oh, that's an R&B album. Yes, but you hear some of the bars that she was speaking? And songs like Doo-Wop? The album came out in 1998, and I just remember being in a minivan and hearing these songs playing on the radio and how much joy it filled my heart, my soul, and my body hearing Lauryn Hill singing these songs. I recently went to her last concert, which was, I believe it was the 25th anniversary of the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. This album is iconic. It's in a time capsule, so if something ever happens to the world, the apocalypse happens, when people dig up the remains of the human civilization, they're gonna find the Lauryn Hill album.
God damn it. Fuck that shit. Fuck. No, hell no. I'm nervous now. Oh, fuck.
Coming straight out of Atlanta, Outkast. ATLiens came out in 1996, and it was a mix between like futuristic, sci-fi, and hip-hop. It was like interdimensional. It was like you're almost traveling through the multiverse, like the Spider-Man. One of my favorite tracks on the album is actually Jezebel, which is like a soulful, introspective track. Obviously, it came out in 1996, and it spoke about relationships, respect, and the struggles people face in dating in that era, which is something that still relates today. But putting this song on the record player, throwing the needle on the record softly, you hear the humming as the track begins. You hear the jazzy production and how it invokes thought. ATLiens is a must-have out at a cool, smooth number 4, which is one of his most slept-on albums. For Your Eyes Only by J. Cole is another must-have. One of the best creative storytelling pieces on the track is the last track, which is actually the name of the album, For Your Eyes Only. And it's a deeply personal song to J. Cole, right? He's talking from the perspective of a good friend of his that died and is worrying about his family, worrying about his daughter. He's going through the journey of how he got to the position that he's in. He's encouraging J. Cole to keep moving forward and to not look back. But it's such a deep song. Now we're going into the top 3.
That you never will. Oh boy! That stuff is. Yeah!
It's hard for me to decide which one. I mean, my number 1 pick is clear, which will surprise you. So stay tuned. Keep moving on. And I truly believe you need to have these. No matter what order you decide to put them in, these are the must-have hip-hop albums that you need on vinyl for your collection. If you don't have them, I don't think you're a hip-hop collector. I'll just be honest with you. I said it. I said it.
I knew you was lying. I knew you was lying, man.
Chilling at a cool number 3, a smooth number 3, an iconic number 3, we got Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap. Unfortunately, this was Nipsey Hussle's only actual full-on album. He had some great mixtapes. He had a great mixtape run. Bullets Have No Name, The Marathon, Slauson Boys. But this was his only album before he died. Nipsey Hussle was honestly got to be top 5 most influential hip-hop artists because of his not only his impact on the hip-hop culture, on hip-hop, but also his impact on his community. Like, he remained true to himself while still putting on and striving to connect rival gangs in LA. It was a sad day when Nipsey Hussle died. I remember I got the phone call from a friend of mine that, Nipsey Hussle got shot, and I got up, looked at the videos, and it really broke my heart because he was one of my favorites. I really looked up to Nipsey Hussle. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. The marathon continues. And it's just crazy that he named the album Victory Lap and then he died. Right? It was almost like he knew it was coming, kind of like a Tupac. He was a Tupac of our era, definitely. But just that energy, man. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. The marathon continues. What are some of your favorite Nipsey Hussle songs? So we go into our number 2 spot. We got Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, actually playing on my vinyl right now. The album came out in 2012. We can talk about Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. We could talk about Money Tree. We could talk about Poetic Justice. I mean, like, what to me, one of the songs that you have to throw on, it's a 2-part song. It's Sing About Me and I'm Dying of Thirst. And he takes us through a journey where he's battling with a rivalry gang and a friend of his dies. And as they're going back into battle, they speak to a elderly woman and she prays for them. Right? I'm a man of faith, so this song deeply connected to me. I've had friends and family members die of gun violence, unfortunately. But Good Kid, Mad City's a must-have for any collector. Any collector. We're going into a number 1 track, number 1 album, number 1 must-have vinyl. If you have enjoyed this content so far, please make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, you share. It helps the channel, it helps me, and it helps us build this community of vinyl lovers. And I would just appreciate you guys, man. Stay tuned. There's a lot of great stuff coming on this channel. But at number 1, and this is going to surprise a lot of people, to be honest with you. And this is just my top 10 list for vinyls. Top 10 hip-hop vinyls. Man, and it's a classic. You can't say it's not. This man just came off a crazy 3-album run. And this album is just a testament of his journey, his artistry, his skill, his influence. We got to talk about it. Dark Twisted Fantasies by Kanye West. Right, he has songs on here, Appalling, with Jay-Z and Swiss Beats. He brought some of the classic hip-hop heads back with KRS-One. He introduced us to the Prince of Shy, or Shy the Prince. He has songs with Nicki Minaj, Monster. He's really bleeding out on these. He brought in Fergie on All of the Lights. I mean, to me though, a must listen to song of any hip hop enthusiast, any hip hop head, anybody trying to love hip hop and appreciate the culture or collect vinyls, the one song that you gotta listen to and just embrace and just take in and enjoy and just go through the journey that he's taking us on is Runaway. The video was fire. I mean, like, to have ballerinas in black dresses playing a piano, the camera angles, it reminded me, I mean, any video that he came out with for this album, this reminded me of Michael Jackson Thriller. It wasn't just a music video. He was putting on a full-out production. It just resonates with your soul. So the song is about just being honest and vulnerable in his relationships. It talks about his flaws and how Kanye West has confronted them and how he's the king of putting blame on somebody else, the other person in the party, when he knows he's the one that should be held accountable for it. He talks about how he knows he's the asshole. He's the jerk. And then, I mean, he puts a topping on the cake when he adds Pusha T's verse to it. But man, that is a must listen to for any hip hop enthusiast, any hip hop head, any collector in vinyls of hip hop, R&B, jazz, and really the black culture. So in conclusion, these are the 10 essential hip hop vinyls that every real fan, every real collector, and anybody that really loves the culture need to have in their collection. These albums had a crazy influence. They added to the evolution of hip hop. They speak to the diversity. And if you really want to deeply immerse yourselves in the music, in the culture, and lose yourself in the music, these are the ones that you need to have in your collection. So this is Rodney B at Good Music. And I appreciate y'all, and stay tuned for the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, music lovers, peace.
Slow jams, all up in the room, whispering sweet nothings.